What is going on, beautiful people? I am diagnosed narcissist Lee Hammock, and welcome to another episode of A Narcissist Explains, the series where I take my TikToks and YouTube shorts and break them down, y'all. Today's episode is going to be a good one. It's going to be about how some narcissistic people hate no contact. Why no contact, cutting off all forms of communication with them, hurts the most. Like and subscribe. Stay tuned. So one of the reasons that no contact affects narcissists and toxic people so badly is, due to abandonment issues. And if you're new here, I'm a narcissist. I have narcissistic personality disorder. So if you have done any kind of research on dealing with narcissists and toxic people, you realize that no contact, if possible, is the best way to help you get over narcissistic people. So we as narcissists hate no contact. We hate that rejection. We hate that feeling of abandonment, because how dare you not talk to us? How dare you cut off communication with us and choose you? You never really loved me, did you? You never really cared about me, because if you did, you wouldn't do me like this. You would continue to talk to me, right? No contact is not the end all be all. No contact is to help you heal and to help you get past it, because sooner or later you might run into this person again, or they might find a way to reach out to you. Going no contact is meant to help you build that muscle up, to help you say no to them and reject them if the time comes again. And like I said, narcissists are persistent, and a lot of times they won't give up. So stay no contact, stay safe, and hope this helps. You see that right there? That was me going no contact. I did it. I successfully. I had to break no contact for y'all. For y'all. But no contact, y'all, is one of the most effective ways to help you heal from a narcissistic person. The question, if you couldn't read the question in the TikTok, I like to read those. I'm curious if this is why no contact hurts them so bad. They feel parental abandonment level hurt. So no contact means, like, if you are the narcissist's main fuel, the main source of supply, or whatever, if you cut them off, if you go no contact with them, they lose that source. They lose that fuel. Like, they run out of gas. They like run out of emotional gas. Like, they can't, oh God, I gotta start over somebody else. Oh my God, no, I've already established roots. I've already established my abusive ass roots, my abuse tree, and the roots have grown deep already. And you gonna cut me off? Hell no. That's why the narcissistic people, they don't. It seems like narcissistic people like to move on a lot, which a lot of them do. But sometimes they still want that original tree. They want that original source of supply. You. They don't want to leave you alone. They want to keep you around and things like that. And so they'll keep you around. They'll breadcrumb you. If you don't know what breadcrumbing is, it's just they'll give you little bits of love and peace, little bits of reassurance and things like that. Little bits of all that other good stuff. So if you're dealing with a narcissist or a toxic person or whomever, this is the crux of it right there. Like, we hate no contact. We hate being cut off from the source of our supply. If you cut it off, that's why narcissistic people tend, like some of them tend to get very, very extremely stalkerish, and they will go out of their mind and show their true damn colors. They just will. I promise you. If you go no contact on a narcissist, you need to be careful. You just do. Because some narcissistic people are extremely stalkerish. If you're a fan of my channel, you've been watching me for a while, you know I do my little skits. I did one a couple of days ago where the narcissists just pop up everywhere. I got a series going on called, when you cut off a narcissist, I forgot the name of it. With narcissists, they pop up everywhere. They'll pop up at your job, at your gym, at the kids' daycares, at the school, on the way home from work. They'll at your house. You know what I mean? They'll send stuff to you. They will try to bombard you with love to try to get you back. No contact hurts narcissistic people. It's like cutting off the root. It's like uprooting the tree of emotional and sometimes physical abuse. When you uproot that tree, the narcissist is the tree. That's what I'm saying. The narcissist is the tree. They have their feet planted firmly. Their feet are the roots. They have planted firmly in the ground, right? So their feet are planted firmly in the ground. You uproot them. Where do trees get their source from? They get stuff from the sun. They get the nutrients from the ground. So if you remove the source, guess what? They go crazy. They starve. That's why they have to go try to plant roots somewhere else really, really quickly. Why do narcissistic people move on so quickly? Because they need to plant roots somewhere else quickly to get another source of supply. You know, this is literally how it goes right there. So if you're dealing with narcissists, if you're dealing with toxic people, if you're dealing with any of that type of things, it can get very, very extremely toxic and like pretty much extremely dangerous too. So as I tell people nowadays, I just feel like when you're dealing with narcissists, you have to remain in your truth. You just have to. You have to. If you're dealing with a narcissist and you want, of course, if there's kids involved, you pretty much can't go completely no contact if they want to be involved in those kids' lives. So if you have, like I said, I'm going to do a sidebar real quick. So if you have kids with a narcissist, right, or a toxic person, you know you can't really go no contact with them. You can go low contact, as low as contact as possible. You can narrow the forms of communication down. That's what I suggest you doing. If you want to cut a narcissistic person off, you want to go no contact, whatever, you have to narrow down the funnels of communication. If you have kids and you have to talk to this person, you have to narrow it down. Don't have 8 forms of communication. You can't call my phone. You can't have my phone. You can't have my you can't do the phone. You can't do the cell phone. You can't do the apps. You can't do Facebook, Instagram, all this social media. Narrow it down, y'all, to a couple of forms of communication if you can. Because they won't have complete access to you. That's why they have your phone number, they have your friends. Just cut it down, y'all. Cut it down. And protect your peace. You don't have to talk to them. Don't let them antagonize you and then try to engage you and try to trigger you into an argument. Because narcissistic people love to do that right there. Trigger you into an argument. Whoo, power trip. It's like you feeding the little narcissistic tree. Thank you. Don't feed the narcissist. That's like what does it say? Like the old movie Gremlins from the 80s or the 90s. Like, don't feed the gremlins at the midnight. Don't feed Gizmo. Gizmo turned into a little crazy ass gremlin. I haven't seen Gremlins in a while, but yeah, you can't completely go no contact. Cut them down to one of 2 forms of communication. Just cut it down, narrow it down, and don't let them get to you. Don't let them try to trigger you and things like that, because they'll try to trigger you. They will, like you mean. It's just like they feel. Yeah, no contact hurts narcissistic people because you uproot the tree of supply. Like if the narcissistic person is a tree, you are the soil that they get their nutrients from. And their nutrients is like abuse, when they're abusing you and gaslighting you and manipulating you, things like that. So when you uproot that narcissistic tree from your soil, they either have to go replant themselves somewhere else, or they have to try to get back into your soil, into your pot of soil or whatever. You know what I mean? So that's why they try to move. They try to move on. They either try to move on really, really quickly, or they try incessantly to get you back. They just do. They hammer away at you. They mess with you. They do all of this stuff to get you to get inside of your head. They just do. So if you're dealing with a narcissist, toxic person, or whatever, you have to be the one to remain in. You have to. You have to be the one to cut everything down. You have to cut it down. You have to cut it off. You have to, and it stays strong, because if you break no contact, you go back to that person, it gets worse. Clean slate gets worse, and they do all that stuff right there. Because no contact hurts narcissistic people. If they're a narcissist, is a toxic ass tree, you uproot the roots from your soil where they get in their supply from. They're going to starve, and that's why they go crazy. They don't want anybody else to come plant their roots in your soil. There you go. Or clap the cheeks. Yes. I had to squeeze it in there. Y'all be requesting me squeeze that in there. But literally, that's how it goes sometimes. So if you're dealing with narcissists, toxic people, or whomever, you have to be the one to remain in your truth and remain strong and do the no contact. Because if you break no contact, yeah, you're going to get down to yourself and things like that. But you can start over. You can always start over. Restart the clock. But you don't want to start over too many damn times, y'all. You don't want to start over too many times. Get that narcissistic person hope. Go clap some cheeks. Go get your cheeks clapped or whatever. Don't do, like, once you keep doing that, what's gonna happen? You gonna mess around and you get a no contact baby. You like, how I get pregnant? Man, how I get her pregnant? Man, I should have left her alone. Damn, now I got pregnant. Now, if you didn't have kids before, now you can't go no contact. You gotta go full contact now. We might as well be together now. No contact is the way. It hurts narcissistic people. If you uproot that narcissistic, toxic ass tree from the soil, where they're getting their nutrients from, their supply, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to die. Maybe not physically, but this is metaphorically speaking. This is narcissistic terminology. They don't have to physically die. They might threaten to die. I'm going to go unalive myself because you don't want to talk to me anymore. How can you throw away 7 years of relationship? Who cares if I cheated? I always came back to you. Who cares if somebody else clapped my cheeks? I always came back to you. See how that works? Victim mode. Victim mode, passing the blame, passing the buck, all that other good stuff. So if you're dealing with a narcissistic person, no contact is probably going to be the best way for you to move past this relationship and to stay strong. You know, no contact hurts because go back to the first question. No contact hurts because you're uprooting them from the source. If the narcissist is a toxic ass tree with roots, and you are the soil that supplies them, if you uproot that tree, that's why it hurts. They're no longer getting that supply from you, and they know you might have been a good source of supply, so they don't want anybody else to come bury their roots in you. If you get what I'm saying, or get their root, you know, you see how that works right there. So narcissistic people don't like other people messing with their supply. They just don't. I say stay in no contact, having a support system, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, following other survivors and narcissistic coaches and things like that. You know, follow Ben Taylor at Raw Motivation. Check out Cluster B Milkshake. Check out people who give you the perspective of narcissistic people. You know, I'm gonna start tagging and going live with a lot more people here soon. I'm gonna start a series here, y'all. Narc Talk. It's gonna be called Narc Talk. Welcome to Narc Talk. The show with the narcissist interview. No, I'm just not. But yeah, no contact works. Listen, I'm about to go no contact, but y'all right now I have to click over here. Be safe, stay strong, stay empowered. You got this. Like and subscribe for more. Mental Illness is out. Peace. Boop, boop, boop.